We want your reaction tonight to the abortion bill that was introduced today by the state Senate. Also tonight, we've got a special report preview from Bob Siegel. Hoosiers being thrown in jail because of bogus police reports, and they are pointing the finger at a popular rental car company. We're going to hear about Felicia's fun night that she had tonight, and we're going to talk about the heat.
Yes. Well, first of all, that Bob Siegel headline sounds wild.
It does.
Thrown in jail, that's
Right.
next level, which of course Bob is going to be the one to break it down.
That's right.
But yeah, we've been talking about this heat. We knew it was coming. You warned us, but it's only going to get hotter.
Oppressive.
Oppressive is right. We get a one-day break from the high humidity, and that'll be tomorrow. But once we're through tomorrow, this heat wave continues and gets hotter as we head into the weekend. We've got 97 in the forecast for both Saturday and Sunday.
Ouch.
Factor in high humidity. Those feels like temperatures are going to be dangerous high, very similar to what we had today, if not a couple of degrees higher. A lot of the heat advisories have expired since we've hit the evening hours, but there were millions, tens of millions of people under this heat wave, and it really all started across the middle part of the country, and now we're starting to see it move east. The core of the heat still across parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri, where they were in the triple digits, not even factoring in the humidity. Expected a couple of thunderstorms. We did get one or two across the far southeastern part of the state, but the majority of the severe weather this evening developed across parts of Ohio, from Cleveland south to Columbus. Because of that front that we saw those thunderstorms develop along, we're now on the back side of it. So a wind direction change will mean not as humid tomorrow, but still plenty hot. 71 at 8 a.m., 83 at noon, and then we'll call for a high close to 90. We'll be well into the 90s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And as that muggy meter climbs, so will those feels like temperatures back into the triple digits. They peaked today 104 to 111.
Wow.
And we could see that, if not top that, as we hit the weekend. So as you're starting to make your weekend plans, I realize it's only Wednesday, but
Right.
we're thinking, how can I stay cool? Do we choose to go to a movie? Do we find a splash pad? Something to stay cool this
Right.
weekend.
Jeremy wanted to know any chance of rain.
No chance of rain at this point. Since we're kind of on the edge of the heat and/or dealing with the heat, sometimes those summertime clusters of storms can ride along the edge of the heat and bring us a stray storm or two. Nothing very organized at this point until maybe early next week.
My car thermometer said 100, and I didn't know it went that high.
Yeah.
That was my first time seeing that.
Yeah, man, it may go higher this weekend.
It sounds like it.
Our official high was 94 today.
All right, we got a bunch of friends joining us tonight. Glenn is with us, saying hello, Scott, Felicia, and Angela. Tanya is joining us here in Frankfurt. Jeremy from Mooresville tonight, Joyce from Versailles. It's great to have everybody along. We'll get back with Angela in a minute, find out about that weekend forecast, which is going to be really, really hot. So that's coming up in a moment. But Felicia and I do want to talk about.
We will be here to fight for women's rights.
Hey, there
That
we
was a
go.
preview.
It's just a little bit of a preview.
Stand by.
Right. So the big story today, of course, the state Senate went ahead and revealed their abortion bill proposal that they've got out. And our Rachel Krause was out there today and got reaction from it.
We will be here to fight for women's rights.
Greg Taylor, Indiana Senate Democratic leader, spoke harshly about the proposed bill coming out from Senate Republicans earlier this afternoon, which would ban all abortions, with exceptions for rape, incest, to save the life of the mother, or in cases of fatal fetal anomalies. Taylor says what Republicans are proposing is rushed and limits women's bodily autonomy, and even with a clause for saving the life of the mother, isn't clear for women dealing with health issues like cancer. In cases of rape and incest, Taylor says Republicans are putting the burden on the victims to get health care, not the perpetrators.
You're going to ask a woman to admit on an affidavit that is supposed to be confidential, but there will be no penalties. Listen to this, for the male who actually committed that rape or incest. That is a step back on protection for women.
Taylor says he and others are very concerned about this legislation and its harsh impact for women all around the state of Indiana.
Okay, so that's Rachel Krause reporting on the early news. She's working on a new story that you're going to see tonight on 13 News at 11, getting more reaction today. And Felicia, this with the special session starting on Monday, we're going to be all over this story, covering it for the next couple of weeks as it makes its way through, and we'll see whether or not this bill that they presented is what the full state legislature ends up with.
Absolutely. A lot of mixed reaction from all sides with this,
Right.
and something that will continue to follow into next week. It's going to be, today was busy, it's going to
Right.
be busy next week. So good time to plug here to keep us close on the app.
For sure. And give us your opinion. If you've gone through this, based on what you've seen on Rachel's report, what do you think? What should be done? What should state lawmakers go ahead and do as it relates to this proposed abortion ban?
Yeah, one thing I'm hearing though is that there's so many, the Republicans and Democrats tried to outline so many different cases and scenarios.
Right.
And I'm hearing more and more cases in scenarios, which just goes to show not everyone can be lumped into one group.
Right,
I mean,
right.
just today I heard the case of someone who did have birth control and it failed. And so, you know, what happens in that case? And so it's a lot. So
There's gonna
tune in.
Certainly going to be a lot of public hearing in the next couple of weeks. And again, we're going to be covering this until it is done, and we'll see what happens with the State House. All right, let's talk about one of the other special reports that you're going to see tonight on 13 News at 11. Bob Siegel gave us a preview today of this story that he's been working on. These people, these unsuspecting people who are being arrested and charged, tossed in jail because of bogus police reports, and there's a rental car company allegedly to blame. Here's Bob.
These folks say they've never seen anything like it. They were simply driving down the road, sometimes on vacation with their kids in the back seat, and all of a sudden pulled over by police and sent to jail.
I didn't steal a car. I'm not a thief. I'm not a criminal.
They had the wrong guy. If Hertz had done even the slightest bit of due diligence, it wouldn't have happened.
Both of these men say Hertz falsely accused them of stealing a rental car. The company is now being sued by more than 300 people who say they were falsely arrested too. Some spent weeks or even months in jail, and they say Hertz is not doing enough to prevent its own customers from becoming unsuspecting victims. Tonight, 13 Investigates shows you what prompted these surprising arrests.
Why'd you report the car stolen?
I was instructed to by Hertz, so we do what Hertz tells us to do.
And I'll show you how Hertz is responding to claims that it filed hundreds of false police reports impacting innocent people all over the country. Our 13 Investigates special report is tonight at 11 here on 13 News.
When Bob Siegel does a story, you want to watch.
Yes.
He's a master storyteller. I can't wait to see this final report tonight at 11.
Yeah, and then affecting so many people's lives. I mean,
Right.
can you imagine?
No.
I can't.
Being on vacation in a rental car,
Exactly.
and all of a sudden you're in jail.
You're pulled over and
for
then
a stolen
thrown
car.
in jail. Yeah, we'll see.
Something's not right there.
Yeah.
Something was right tonight because Felicia had a fun evening. Tell us about what you did.
Yes, so I got a chance to be able to judge the new Pacemates, the dancers for the Indiana
fun.
Pacers.
Right, right.
And so they narrowed it down to 27 young women from our community, and then they were going down to 18 women that were going to make the team tonight.
Oh.
And so it was very exciting. I was honored to be selected to judge because of my competitive dance background.
Right.
I never got to the level of these Pacemates or
Right.
Pacemates to be candidates. And so, but all the women were just the young ladies were just so beautiful. They all looked great. And so, you know, we're judging for their physicality, their athleticism. We're judging for their choreography and their stage presence. And so it was just really exciting. I think they had a lot of good girls, very competitive. And me and the other judges were saying, man, if we could do half of half of what they did. I mean, all the abs that I saw tonight, if I could have half of that, give me half of that. So good job to the ladies, the candidates, anyone who tried out. It takes a lot to get up on that stage.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah, I know they only pick 18. That's not
Yeah.
very many.
when will
Yeah.
they announce the
So they announced tonight. I had to leave early to get to
okay.
work, but
All
they
right.
chose 18 young ladies, and
Well,
I'm sure they're
congrats.
going to put it on social media.
Yeah, awesome.
I just would love to wear one of their outfits. Send me an outfit, okay?
Well, I'm glad you had a good time on
Yeah,
that. That's
it was
fun.
good.
All right, so let's talk again about the heat, It's a big story. How are you staying cool in this oppressive heat? What's tomorrow going to look like?
And if you weren't successful, find a way this weekend because the heat wave is just beginning. Little break from the high humidity tomorrow, but still close to 90. And then mid 90s Friday, upper 90s this weekend. And if we have upper 90s and we have dew point temperatures, that high humidity like we did today, easy those heat index values 100, 105, 110 plus this weekend.
Good time to go see a couple of those movies that are out.
Seriously, I thought I was going to do something outside this weekend. I think I'm going to change plans.
Yeah.
My mom saw a movie today. I think she said,
What'd she say?
The one about the crawfish. I forget.
Oh, yeah.
What is that one?
My wife
It was
saw
on a
that
book.
one. Yeah, she
It was a
loved
book,
that
I
one.
think.
Yeah, she loved that one. Yeah, she loved that movie. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know.
My husband has me seeing all these superhero movies. So I am just sitting in
Thor?
every superhero. Yes.
I think Thor is still in the theater,
Yeah.
so
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I got
thought
to sit
that
through
was
all
great.
of those.
Yeah.
find a place to get some ice cream, find a friend with a pool.
That's right. Lots of good things to do inside because you're going to not want to be outside very long. All right, we've got a lot to talk about. Of course, the weather. We've got the abortion ban bill to talk about tonight and a whole lot of other news coming your way tonight on 13 News at 11. We'll see you then.